RICHITA BIHAKU, thương hiệu mỹ phẩm trắng da trị nám đến từ Nhật Bản với công thức tiên tiến hiện đại, trong uống ngoài thoa, được điều chế hoàn toàn từ thảo dược thiên nhiên như hoa anh đào đôi, hoa cúc lâu năm, chiết xuất trái cây, murasaki, kiwi, hạt sen, hạt lựu đắng, nước chàm thảo mộc, kết hợp với 2 hợp chất vitamin C tinh chế, thích hợp với tất cả các loại da và không gây kích ứng da. RICHITA dưỡng trắng da, tăng cường tái tạo tế bào da. RICHITA chống lão hóa da, cải thiện độ đàn hồi cho da. RICHITA nuôi dưỡng phục hồi tế bào gốc trong da. RICHITA ngăn ngừa cải thiện vết thâm, đốm nám, tàn nhang trên da. RICHITA sẽ cho bạn một làn da tươi sáng, khỏe mạnh, hồng hào và tràn đầy sức sống. RICHITA đăng ký tuân thủ các quy định của FDA tại Hoa Kỳ. Mọi chi tiết xin liên lạc 714 914 4242, 714 595 3228. RICHITA, sắc đẹp của làn da.
Xin chào quý vị đang đến với chương trình RICHITA Talk Show cùng với Quý Nguyễn và Dr. Erik, Medical Doctor của công ty iMED LED, là nhà sản xuất trang thiết bị y tế, giường tia hồng ngoại và đèn tia hồng ngoại có công dụng là điều trị và cho thẩm mỹ. Welcome Dr. Erik to our talk show.
Xin chào, hello, thank you for having me.
Welcome to our talk
Thank you
show.
very much.
I couldn't believe you can speak Vietnamese.
Very little.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and Dr. Erik, it is our honor to have you come to our talk show and share about your products and also the recommend of RICHITA. So may I ask you, can you share with our audience about the history of your idea to come up as a distributor or the manufacturer for iBet, iBet Dr. Erik and iBox Dr. Erik. I love it.
Thank you very much. The honor is mine as well. And light therapy, I guess you could say, is as old as the sun. It's about 100 years ago when it was with the invention of, the light bulb itself as to when they started doing light therapy in the early 1900s, just for a brief history. But it wasn't until the late 60s with the development of the laser technology that allowed it to advance in medicine to where it started to grow to where it is today. But laser has its own inherent issues, and it's hasn't really spread widely until the advent of the LED or the light emitting diode. That has really changed everything and allowing us to now make a very safe, very effective light in the part of the spectrum that's healing, not harmful. And that has now allowed us to get to where we are today.
I see. I like the word. It's healing, not harmful. Yes. It's very important. Yes.
Well, again, you have a broad spectrum in the spectrum of photons or light energy. You go all the way up to the one end of the spectrum where you have gamma rays, cosmic rays, and then X-rays, and these, of course, are all potentially very harmful rays. All the way down to ultraviolet rays, which, while they're necessary for things like vitamin D conversion on the skin, they're also what causes the damage to the skin and the pigmentation changes, the things we try and avoid.
Right.
And then we get down into the color, the visible, what we can actually see. It starts with violet, and then above, of course, above violet is the ultraviolet. That's where it gets its name from. And then from violet it goes down the colors of the rainbow through blue, and again the green, yellow, orange down to red, and then below red is the infrared. So red wavelengths are between about 620 to 700 nanometers, and infrared goes from the 700 all the way to about 1400, but it's the near infrared, just like ultraviolet is broken down into A, B, and C. Infrared is broken down into near, mid, and far infrared. Far infrared is something you see and utilize in saunas where you're sweating, that type of thing. But the near infrared in that 700 to 1000 range, primarily in the low 800s, is where we try and shoot for, about 810 to 830. And the red in the range of about 630 to 650 are the ideal wavelengths to promote healing in the body.
I see.
That would be the equivalent of what you would get in the morning and the night or the evening sun. When the sun's red in the sky, that's giving it off that. When it gets up to the center in the noontime, it still emits that, but the ultraviolets now are penetrating through the atmosphere, and that's the damaging effect.
I see.
So what we're able to do now is accomplish the part of the healing part of the sun in a very effective way, in a condensed way that we couldn't do before.
See, and share with us about how you studying about before come up with the production.
Well, again, my background is a medical doctor, trained in all conventional medicine, but I also had an interest and was trained very intensely in natural medicine, nutritional and herbal. And what I've been doing in the last 10 years, which is really exciting, is this whole new field of regenerative medicine. Regenerative medicine is a whole new field, like I said, where we're actually talking about nutrients, herbals, light therapy, multiple other therapies that are all part of what can restore and heal the body, as opposed to simply dealing with medication which only mask symptoms of a disease and try and manage a disease without actually reversing the aging and the disease process. So that's what excites me, and that's what got me started with light therapy and what we've gone on to develop with the LEDs, the focused lenses, all the things that make what this product is so unique and so powerful and effective.
I see. As I study about your background and your concentration, and I know you really concentrate everything on natural.
That's correct.
Organic, natural. Anything is no surgery. Is that right? Is that why you come up with the with this product will help people? Like, can you share about the useful when how as effect for the customer using your product?
Well, again, when you use therapies that are regenerative, you're slowing down, even possibly reversing the aging process. That we all will, as we get older, we obviously deteriorate our bodies to some degree, and that's what we see in the external with the skin. Why someone at 20 and someone 80 looks different. But we now have these regenerative tools that can slow that process down, and again, even reverse that process to a degree, so that you can, for what damage you did already have on that skin, you can reverse. Internal diseases are the same way. The light affects the entire body in those. That's what's so specific about the red and the infrared, the near infrared.
Yes.
The near infrared penetrates through deep into the tissues. The red penetrates through the skin, but still enough to hit the circulation and heal the entire body. And the skin, of course, is a window to the entire body. So to rejuvenate the skin properly, besides good nutrition, not have damage from excess sun of the ultraviolet rays, etc., we also need to heal the body from within to without, as well as from without to within. And so that accomplishes that to a large degree. That was one of the missing links, if you will, to that whole process.
I see, I see. So I would like for you to share with our audience about the iBox Dr. Erik, with your name as a brand name on the product, and then we know that's the reason we sit down here today. The enhance of iBox Dr. Erik and RICHITA. Can you share with our audience more about little detail about iBox Dr. Erik? Yes.
Well, first of all, again, in using my name on the product, it has to be good.
Yes.
Just like nutritionals, I insist on them being the top quality, made the right way.
Yes.
Something I would want to take for myself or my own family, let alone my patients and then anyone else outside that circle. So putting my name on it meant we had to have the same kind of quality.
Yes.
And that quality is we're using the most potent LEDs in the exact right wavelength with the focused lenses to give the customer, the patient, whoever may be using this, the most potent positive effect without any harmful effects, and it's very safe.
Yes.
That's one thing that's very exciting, and it helps to augment so much of what you do here with your own product lines, which are again excellent, and that's why I like talking about the combination. But in doing so, the light should be looked at as a nutrient, because exactly what it does, the infrared light, the near infrared, in that low 800 wavelength range, we talked about nanometer wavelength. Actually, there is in the mitochondria of the cells is where the energy is made, and the most currently the most accepted cause of aging or the theory of aging is mitochondrial damage. Mitochondria are the energy powerhouses or the energy factories in every cell in our some 37 trillion cells in our body, and as per our each cell is how we externally and or internally make up our entire bodies. So if we can rejuvenate that, that has a very powerful effect. There is one enzyme inside the mitochondria called cytochrome C oxidase. Now you don't have to remember all that, but the cytochrome C oxidase is what we call a chromophore. A chromophore is a protein that absorbs light, just like chlorophyll is a chromophore in all the green leaves in the world, and that absorbs light to do what plants do. We are also photosynthetic beings in a sense that we have various different chromophores in our own body, including the retina of the eye, which receives light.
Okay.
But there's every cell in every mitochondria of all those cells in the body, that cytochrome C oxidase absorbs light, and that enhances energy production. And so there are many things that can block that, but there's also, it's a necessary nutrient, if you will, just like food that we ingest and our supplements that we take.
Right.
It stimulates that energy production, which creates more energy, and we feel rejuvenated, and it also helps to heal our bodies, including what we see externally with the skin.
I see.
So there's many, many benefits to using red and infrared light. Number one, of course, it's healing and rejuvenating to the skin. Number two, it actually can burn body fat. You can lose weight with it.
Really? They can use that and then can burn the body weight
yes,
also?
Absolutely.
Wow,
Now, obviously, when someone wants to lose weight, all the factors should be considered: exercise, eating right, all these things. It's not a magic bullet per se, but it's a great augmenting enhancer of your total effort to stay healthy and stay trim and all those things. So yes, there's over 50,000 studies done on red and infrared light to date, and more coming out every day as we speak. And there isn't a disease process that doesn't help enhance or heal, which sounds like well, how can this be? It works for everything, but you have to understand, being a nutrient that your body needs, being that light has to, the cytochrome C oxidase and the mitochondria have to receive that light. Without it, there's a decline in the mitochondria, which leads to a decline and a fast aging of the body.
Right.
When we have that, we now start to heal the body. So there's, out of those 50,000 different journal articles, there's at least multiple articles on every different disease you can talk about. But in fact, it does speed up metabolism, so it does burn off body fat. It also enhances muscle soreness. It even enhances muscle growth. It increases in men testosterone levels. It helps in effect with every organ disease. And so it's a necessary thing we have to have. And so all disease processes fall into one category or another that has been studied.
Yeah.
And it has been completely deemed safe by FDA. There is no...
That's very important about being safe by FDA.
Yes.
It's very important, you know, all kind of product in USA and talking about FDA, you know, to protect the consumers.
Yes, this very much so. This product is FDA cleared, and to date, out of those over 50,000 articles, there has not been found one adverse effect to utilizing this therapy.
I see. Wow. So you can use this iBox. Dr. Erik can do will help the therapy for people like they've been short of shoulder, or they've been hurt, and they can heal.
Yes.
The body inside.
Yes, I do recommend, while you would use it to focus on an area, say a joint or a muscle, wherever it may be, or for the sake of the skin, say the face, I recommend that not only do you do that, but also do the entire body as well, because it affects every cell, and the effects are more potent and faster if one does the entire body and then also focuses later on the specific area they want to touch.
Yeah. Talking about with the for two part, I know one is for therapy, for useful, and another one is for a beautiful skin.
Yes.
We will mention about beautiful skin later and talk about the therapy. What's the difference between your iBox, Dr. Erik, with other product outside of the market right now?
Well, there has been, as you can imagine, with this last 10 years of red and infrared light therapy exploding from more than 10 years ago, virtually nobody heard about it, to today where it's becoming very popular.
Yes, it's like everywhere talking,
Right.
but we want to know from original, like the people high educate, just like you as Dr. Erik. So you can, from you can mention and can share exactly information, so people know, where's the source, the right source.
Right. Well, again, first of all, there is something called a radiance. Light is measured in something called a radiance, which tells us how potent it is. Now, for example, a candle does have near-infrared light and red light. You can see, and a fire does too, but we'll take a candle. One candle actually has the same wavelengths, but one candle would not have enough power. You can think of a radiance as your power. And so the candle, you could hold it there all day and wouldn't do anything because there's not enough power to penetrate that light. It'd be like having a half-watt light bulb trying to light a very large auditorium.
It's not helpful at all.
Well, I guess it's minimally helpful, but not enough to be effective. So and then as you go up the ladder of more irradiance, it's more potent. Also, so the things we're looking at is irradiance and how big of an area does it do. And irradiance, for example, any light box, as you go further away from the body, the light goes out like this, so you'll cover more body, but the further you go away, the less power it has. So you're hitting the body, the entire body, but with less potency than if you focus it in on a certain area. But more important is the irradiance in general, so it allows you to go out further and still have the power. The candle, of course, wouldn't be powerful anywhere, but the more powerful the light box is, the more it'll work.
But if it's too strong, is that hurt?
No, the beauty of the LED, in other words, when you can use incandescent bulbs, but they're very hot. They give off too much heat. There's too much wasted electricity with that. So the electric bill goes up and the heat goes up as well. That's why they're used as brooder lights for chicken houses, et cetera, for baby chicks, because they give off a lot of heat. But in doing so, you get close to the body, you could burn yourself. That could be a problem. There is, in some of the gyms around the country, the more popular gyms, they are using fluorescent bulbs. Now, fluorescent bulbs can work because you can put them in that wavelength range, but the trouble is they also emit microwave and radio wave, and the same thing as you would have with cell phones, which if you put it too close to your body, there is, and length of time, there can be a negative effect. So there's inherent problems with fluorescent bulbs.
What is the safety of radiation? What is the safety way? And what is the what they have in outside of the market right now, and what is your inbox, Dr. Erik? What is the standardized?
Well, again, that's a great question. The key is, with the LEDs, we're able to focus on single wavelengths, and between the red and the near infrared, it is very safe. There is no adverse effects known, even for someone using it way longer than we recommend. Very, very safe. Whereas the fluorescent bulb would give off the negative as well as the positive effects, and there is concern about that. That's why I wasn't very happy with the fluorescent tubes. But the laser is all medically done in doctors' offices, and a laser only focuses in on a certain area, so it's great for cutting or for various different things we do as medical procedures and as doctors and surgeons. But it would have a limited effect of getting a more broad spectrum area for when we're trying to treat the whole body. So LEDs allow for covering the whole body, and LEDs are safe. That's why they're FDA cleared. They don't have to be done or supervised by a physician. And again, because they haven't found adverse effects in that wavelengths. So what we wanted was something that's pure in the red infrared range, near infrared, unlike the fluorescents. So we had to go with LEDs, and we wanted very potent LEDs, and we wanted ones that were light lens focused. That was very important. So in accomplishing that, we've covered that whole spectrum. There is something new and exciting out there in this whole new field. Again, this field is sometimes called photobiomodulation. It used to be called low-level laser therapy. Photobiomodulation is the most popular one, so it's what I use right now, the most widespread. But in this field, in this last 6 months, it's been learned that not only is direct continuous photons of this light important. And
what about the how is helpful? For example, you say it can be help healing the when people get hurt, and then that will how long does it take to get the body healing when using your eye box?
Well, again, healing starts as soon as you start using it.
Yes.
But to continue to heal, the recommendation is doing this basically daily.
Daily.
At least 3 times a week, but daily. And there's a lot of evidence now showing that using it twice a day is actually ideal. Once in the morning and once in the evening.
Wow.
Because there's evidence to show doing it in the evening helps you sleep better. So those who have sleep issues could benefit
I can
from
tell
that.
because talking about the sleep better is my wife has been trying and using with your iBox, Dr. Erik.
Yes.
And after using that every night, she uses about 30 minutes before go to sleep.
To bed.
Go to bed. She have a very good sleep.
It's
Before she got
excellent
hard time to get in sleep. And now using that, I can tell. And then she got on her shoulder, she got hurt. And she used your iBox, Dr. Erik, focus at the shoulder. And it's really helpful, I can tell.
That's excellent. And as good as I'm mentioning, not only is the continuous light very therapeutic, as your wife has learned, but also the newest research shows that there's various frequencies of pulsing the light, which seems to stimulate even more. This is the only light box on the market to date that actually has frequency adjustments so you can pulse the light for even more potency and with a range that can be selected. And both that and the iMED. So it's taking the cutting edge now to a new level. Very exciting.
Yeah. So in your iBox, Dr. Erik, is what is the length of the radiation, the standardized?
The wavelengths?
Yes, the wavelength.
Well, the wavelengths, again, the ideal is to have the red in the 630 wavelength
630,
range and the between 810 and 830 for the near infrared.
I see.
Almost all the studies concentrate between those wavelengths, and that's where we put ours.
That's the best.
For the maximum potency.
For the maximum pulse, I see.
Yes.
So regular people are using with the some kind of the red light outside, and it seems similar. Normally, what is the length of that focus point?
Well, again, focus point is very important. You need to get it in close to the body where you get the most radiating potency.
I see.
And the irradiance should be at least in that 20 or higher range, so that you know you're getting an effective penetration in the skin.
I see.
A lot of the equipment today doesn't do that, so it's so minimal. You'd have to do so much longer. The time frame that you can effectively use these lights in 5 to 20 minutes sessions with excellent results.
Yeah. Otherwise, I saw a lot of people have to lay down with the like red light box, and they seem similar for an hour. So in here it's more stronger, and it will bring more result faster and safety because it's clear with FDA.
It's cleared, FDA cleared. It's entirely safe. It'd be really hard to hurt yourself with it. While we certainly dispense with it the eyeglasses, the safety goggles, I should say.
Sure.
And so we obviously want to be very careful with that. But actually, studies have shown, and I would never advise this unless someone is being medically supervised, but the studies have shown that it actually is beneficial for eyes as well. And I personally use it with the light in my face without the glasses, with my eyes closed, and I feel that actually helps with the eye health. But again, would never promote that without medical supervision. But this shows you how safe it is.
Great, great. That's perfect. I tried. Let's talk about the iBox, Dr. Erik. And now we talk with the iMED, Dr. Erik. I try out with your iMED, Dr. Erik. I went there and I lay down on the box with your bed about 15 minutes. Dr. Chung advised me try out, and I love it. And my wife try out also. Is Trắng, the CEO of RICHITA BIHAKU. She try out, said, man, it's awesome. Feel good after after that we call it a light treatment.
It is a light treatment. In fact, I just did a prolonged session before I came down today, knowing I was going to fly and I wanted to get some maximum benefit from it. But the obviously the bed would be the ultimate because of several things. We cover the entire body at one time.
Yes.
From head to toe, front, back, everything at once, and it has the highest irradiance, by far the most potency. The boxes are far less expensive. Beds are an expensive investment. They're, but more and more people and businesses and gymnasiums and doctor's offices are getting them because there's so many benefits. It may not be for every homeowner because of depending on their budget, but if they can, that's the ideal. That's just a absolutely health enhancing beyond what I could describe in just a few minutes. But for the box is the far less expensive way to go to get as much coverage as you can, and you'd have to move it around depending on where you're utilizing it. And it allows some advantages. It's portable, so you could travel with it. There's many advantages to the box as well. But the ideal, the ultimate, is the bed because of both covering the entire body at once, which is the ideal thing to do, and the power behind it, the irradiance, which gives it maximum penetration.
This is a very kind of the question I love to ask you. What's your vision? You know, what's your vision lies about your iBed, Dr. Erik, and iBox, Dr. Erik? What's your expectation to the consumers?
My expectation is the box is very affordable and still very, very effective. I'd love to see everyone in the world have access to that box. It's within a budget of nearly everyone. And it can have a profound health benefit because it's the nutrient that we're lacking probably more than any other. The bed I'd like to see, while it may not be in everyone's home, at least any time in the near future, I'd love to see people at least have access to it in either an organization, a club, a doctor's office, wherever they may be able to get to have a more powerful effect. That could well be utilized across the board. Matter of fact, the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center has purchased light beds now because it's Medicare approved to utilize for some of the side effects of chemotherapy. I believe if we could get to the point of having this be utilized beyond that, we might find it actually works for what they're actually treating, the cancer itself, as there has been a number of studies showing that benefits there as well.
It's benefit for the cancer.
Absolutely.
Also,
Cancer
because the point, you know, is a focal point.
Cancer is a metabolic disease, as we now know, and this is something that enhances metabolism, so it would only make sense that it would be possibly the lack of is one of the contributors to why we get cancer, and the utilization of it as to something that could be very healing for that process.
Wow, that's going to be benefit for that.
And
that's
not interfere with any other conventional therapy that someone would use. That's why they use it at UPMC now.
Is that in your vision lines? You know, you can recommend everybody should have try out and have the iBox, Dr. Erik, at home.
I would love to see it. The enhancement that it could bring to people's health, and again, for the focus of, I know a lot of your own listeners, what a incredible thing you could do to enhance what you're already doing such a great job in for skincare.
Yes. So, you know, with your recommendation is, you know, like, just for example, like my wife is the CEO of RICHITA BIHAKU. She loved your iBox, you know, she really loved your iBox, and I kept it at home. So she can use that. But one thing I love it is, you know, like before, she said, oh, her shoulder really hurt every night. She asked me to give her a personal massage on her shoulder. And now, because I have your I have your iBox, Dr. Erik. So, you know, I don't know if I'm losing my job or I feel happy.
There might be the first side effect come across. You get to lose out on your
So, you know, it's benefit, I can tell. And also, every night she have to use, with her shoulder, she have to use, what's that, icy hot to put on shoulder. Now, I didn't hear she asked me to give her the icy hot at night time.
There you go.
So it's very beneficial, you know, is for the consumer. And for the therapy side is wonderful. That's the recommendation. Everybody should have one iBox, Dr. Erik, at home for therapy, you know, for the older people, you know, where they got hurt, that can heal the body. I'm talking about the therapy side first. We're not talking about the beautiful skin yet. This is the benefit of both benefit.
If one researches and looks up red and infrared therapy, they will see, again, articles showing the effectiveness in everything from head to toe. Dr. Michael Hamblin is a researcher at Harvard University who's been using red light therapy and the near-infrared therapy for Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, some very serious neurological conditions. So this would be enhancing to even neurological conditions, let alone, again, muscular, every internal organ condition, just rejuvenating itself, as you mentioned, help with sore muscles. It's being used for in the sports arena for recovery of muscles. Marathon runners and sprinters, so they can, if they're in competitions where they have to go and run multiple races in multiple days, they will utilize the boxes or the beds to recover the muscles faster to be able to perform better the next day. They were using it for actually training and growing muscle tissue. As I mentioned, it stimulates the growth as well as the healing of the muscles. So as you mentioned with your wife with the sore shoulder, it's very much on par with that. It's enhancing in general. It's the nutrient that is most lacking for people who are not getting ample red and infrared light, which includes just about everybody today.
Wow, that's a lot of beneficial. So I'm happy, you know, what Dr. Chung recommend us and trying your iBox, Dr. Erik. And we recommend our friends, our customer, please try out iBox, Dr. Erik at home because it's affordable. It's not too expensive. It is affordable with the iPad, Dr. Erik. It should be at the clinic, you know, it's for the full body, effect for full body. Should be in a clinic or doctor office, but with the iBox, Dr. Erik, it's very affordable. So everybody can have it at home. Just like we're talking about what's that? Before is the IBM, is a big one, and then with the computer at home, you know, with Microsoft come out. So you know, it's convenience. You know, it's convenience.
It really is.
Home.
It's a very high quality piece of equipment that is the most potent you'll find on the market for the money out there. It's much more competitive than the others if you look them up, not to mention the fact that it has the focus lenses and it has the pulsating light available as well as the continuous light that to date no one else has on the market. So you actually can get the latest research benefits that are otherwise unavailable.
I love that sentence. Can you repeat that one? No one else have in the market?
Yes. No one else has the boxes that pulse. Eventually that, I imagine that will come out, but as of to date it has not. And especially at the price we deliver this at. It's really affordable for nearly everybody.
Can you show where's the box? I show we have in our showroom, you know, can you show how it works?
I have one over here and we can just simply turn it on.
Wow.
And you can see, of course you can't see the infrared because infrared is just below our visual range, where the red is in our visual range, of course, and so we see the red, we don't see the infrared, so you only see half of the potency when you see the light here on the camera. But you will feel the effects of the infrared because you'll feel the warming effect it gives to the body. That's how we can't see infrared, but we can feel it.
Yeah. What is the distance you can keep that iBox, Dr. Erik, to the body? What's the distance? Is the best distance?
It's a great question, and the beauty of these LEDs is they're very cool. So you literally could put your hand right against and touch it continuously and you'll never burn yourself. It's completely safe.
Wow.
Now you don't need to be that close, of course. We're talking about basically you're going to be about 6 inches to 36 inches away depending on what you're trying to accomplish. Either you're focusing in on an area like your wife did with the shoulder, or you're trying to cover a larger part of the body, you would bring it out to 36. So between 6 and 36 is the customary usage distance.
Okay.
But it's completely safe. You could fall asleep on this and not hurt yourself.
Wow. That's nice, yes. And one more question about the iBox, you know, Dr. Erik. I love the name.
Thank you.
How you come up with that, iBox, Dr. Erik?
Well, some of my associates who are involved with the production of this have lended those ideas. They're far more brilliant than I am in coming up with those kind of productions. So I'll give them the credit for that.
Okay, okay. iBox, Dr. Erik. iBed, Dr. Erik. Wow. So, you know, it's very honor when you put your name on top of the production. So you should be proud of that.
Yes. Well, it's not so much proud. Yes, we're happy we did get this done, but I'm excited. And again, by putting my name on the box, it shows you that I make sure this has the highest standards and the best box available for the best price. I have to, because if I didn't, my name is not associated with something good, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Turn the light. Yeah. Wow. So now our customer come to our showroom. It's a RICHTIA BIHAKU showroom, and they see the iBox right there. So now I answer a lot of questions because when I put the iBox on our showcase, and our customer ask, and our friends and say, what is that? So very happy to have you come by and explain about the benefit. We just explain only the help side of the benefit. Now let's talk about the good side of the skincare. Right. Let's take a break a little bit. Okay.